welcome to 3D Leisure at Home with me, Gail. Just going to do half an hour fitness Pilates with you today. Hopefully you're going to join in. Any comments, put them up at the end. So we're going to work on core strength, a little bit of mobility for the spine, and a little bit of a stretch for the muscles and the joints. So we're just going to work through a little warm up. Breathing in through your nose if you can, breathing out through your mouth, and I'll give you different variations to do for each exercise. If you feel it's too difficult, have a rest, take it, make it a bit easier, and if you wish to make it harder, do that too. So we're going to start with feet grounded, belly button drawing in nice and tight, and shoulders sinking away from the ears. Couple of big deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, and sink the shoulders down on your out breath. Going to give a little lift to the shoulders and give a little squeeze up on your in breath, and breathe out and squeeze down, and in breath lift, and out breath squeeze. Just going to turn onto the side, make sure you tuck your tailbone under. In breath, we're going to extend the arm up, and out breath the other. So in breath through the nose, nice long spine, lift the crown of the head, nice and controlled on the breathing, legs active, so thighs slightly rotating back, and then two arm lift, lifting up on your in breath, nice long spine, and out breath down. In breath, nice big lift, flatten the back, and out breath down. And if you want to come up onto toes, as you breathe in, you can come up onto the toes. Don't let the ankles rotate out, and out breath down. So nice and steady. In breath, lift right onto the toes, lifting the heels, and out breath down. So you're going to just lift the leg forward and back. So just allow the foot to kind of brush off the floor. So in breath and out, in breath and out. Just opening up the hip as we take this leg back. And change sides. In breath and out, in breath and out. And last time. So just going to open up the hip joint. So we want to lift the knee on in breath and guide the knee out on your out breath. So in breath and out. Try and keep your hips level to the front. So we're not turning back to the side with the knee. We're just trying to open up this hip. Changing size. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll go last time, lifting and taking the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart so we can bend down and work into the obliques. We're going to take the hands to the temples, take a deep breath in, tuck the tailbone under, and as you breathe out, keeping your shoulder back, lift that elbow up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch, in breath back. Out breath, and again don't let that shoulder drop forward. In breath back. So out breath and in. So really reach down so you feel this kind of tightening on the waist and the stretch on the other side. One more time each side. Breathing out and in, and breathing out and in. So just lifting the knee as you dig down. So lifting the knee out to the side. So we breathe out and in. Same side. So really dig. One more, and then we'll change sides. Other side. Breathing out and in. Out and in. And stand in at the back of your mat. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. On your out breath, just let the body, the hands drop forward and the chin down and drop towards the floor. Opening up each vertebrae. Coming down to the mat or towards the mat, tuck your head under, get the stretch down the back of the neck as well as the spine. Next out breath, draw the belly button up and roll up nice and slow, rolling up, and then roll your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And again. What's wrong? No. So, next out breath, take a deep breath in, breathe out, come down. Walk out with either bent legs can be a little bit straighter, into your plank position. Draw the belly button up, keep the head in line with the spine. Really work to tighten up the core. So navel lifting up to spine. And from there, we want to just lift, push up through the shoulders, push back through the heels, and get that tummy extra tight, guys. And bring it down onto the knees and sit back. If you ever feel that the plank is too hard, just bring your knees onto the mat. I should have said that. So we're just gonna take the head onto the mat. If you can, bring your bottom down onto the heels. You can maybe stick a little cushion between your heels and your bottom. Stretch now, the fingertips forward. Breathe, allowing the chest to expand onto the legs. In breath. And out breath, you want to sink down towards the mat. Draw the elbows towards each other and keeping the elbows off the mat. And from there we're going to come up, stand back into the plank, and again you can stay in your knee option if you wish. So we come back into your plank, focus on that tummy up tight, and in breath we're going to lift up, follow the gaze up to the fingertips towards the ceiling, and out breath bring it back nice and slow, steady the hips, tummy up tight, in breath lift, shoulders should be stacked on top of one another, and tummy up. In breath, lift, and out breath. And this can be done with one knee on the ground, guys. And back. And from there, we're going to just bring the knees down onto fours. Out breath, we want to push up, drawing the tummy up, tucking your head under, toes nice and long. In breath, belly button starts to move towards the mat, bottom tucks up and the head can tilt back so long there's no pain in the neck. If there's any pain as you work through pushing up, then just keep your head forward at this point instead of tucking the head back. Out breath, lifting. In breath, and from there we're just going to take it back into the plank again, onto toes, knees if it's too much, and then we're going to come down to elbows, so coming down nice and slow onto the elbows, holding the belly button up, and then on your next out breath we're going to push up. So breathing out, pushing up, breathing in, coming down. So nice and slow and controlled. You might want to push up with the opposite hand each time so that you're working both sides. Try not to twist too much. So we're just pushing up, tummy extra tight as you push up. And this can be done from knees on the floor. Pushing up, coming down, and then rest. Lengthen the toes, arms, elbows underneath the shoulders, Draw back the shoulders. Try and relax off the glutes. Just pull as if you're pulling back on the mat. Head forward. And from there, I want you to just come back up. So bringing the hands back, bring yourself up onto fours. Gonna lengthen arm and leg out. So we want to have a little stretch. So in breath we want to lift up and out breath down. In breath and out. In breath and out. Hold. Nice long fingertips and nice stretch toes. And then coming under, out breath, elbow, knee, head tucked under, and in breath we lengthen. So out breath and in. Out breath and in. Out breath, really close into a little tuck here. Head comes under. Hold. Hold that stretch. And then I want you to just, I'm going to turn forward. So I want you to take opposite leg and arm out. And in breath, bring it back. So out breath and in. Upper body stay still. Arm and the leg move away from center point. Moving away from midline. And back. And then have a little sit back. And just relax the hands to the side. Couple of breaths just to relax off the back. Sinking into your mat. Still breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're just going to come up and change onto opposite arm and leg. So opposite arm and leg, stretch out, fingers and toes, tummy up. So nice flat back. And in breath, we're going to lift, and out breath, take it down. In breath, lift, out breath, down. In breath, and out. And then we're going to hold. Nice long fingertips and toes. Next out breath, you're tucking under, elbow, knee coming in, head tucked under, don't rush it. In breath, lengthen. Out breath. In breath. And out. Long stretch. And out. And hold. Nice long stretch. And bring it back. And sit back. Couple of breaths. And we're going to come onto our side. So lying on our side and resting the head. So we're going to do the clams. We want the knees to be on top of one another and the feet stacked on top of one another. You want your hips to be above each other, and as you push back and open up the hips, keep the feet on top of one another on the out breath. So hand is just for balance. Upper body stays front facing, so we're not twisting back and we're not rolling onto the bottom. So we breathe out and in. Breathe out and in. So really squeeze. So you want to work into the glutes and a little stretch for the hip as you push and open up. So out breath, we squeeze back. In breath, down. Out breath, really squeeze. In breath, out breath. And then we're going to hold up that knee and just give little pulses on your out breath, pushing back, tightening up the glute, feeling this into the buttock. Push, squeeze, strengthening sleepy muscles. And relax back down. So we're going to take the legs nice and long, so your hip and your toes and your shoulders are in line together. And we want to just lift, flex, out breath, and in. Breathe out, and in. If you want to change this to double legs, so the fingers that are on the mat are just there for balance, not to push too much into the ground. Both the hips are staying above one another. You try and squeeze so that you feel this right down the waist and the thigh. Breathing out and in, tightening up your core. Out breath through the mouth, in breath down. And if you wish to make this a little bit more challenging, guys, take the hand away from the head, diagonal, and push up and reach. So out breath, we lift up. In breath, we come down. Out breath and in. Pushing up, out breath and in. And if you want to stay up and pulse, you can stay up and pulse. If you wish to just stay up and down, stay with that. Reaching, making this nice and hard on the waist. Make sure the legs are backing up. When you look down your body, it's in a straight line from that shoulder. And rest. So just going to bring it up into our 90-90 legs. We're going to just bring the foot can be slightly forward or you can tuck back in. Bring the hands round to the side, lift the chest and the head on your in-breath. Feel that you're pushing forward from your hip. And if you wish to make that a little bit lower, you can come down onto the elbows. Breathing and relaxing. Or you can come right down and rest the head. Whatever feels good. Couple more breaths. And use the hands to push back up. Bring yourself up nice and slow. Bring your legs round, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to start off just lying down, resting the head and legs on top of one another, bent legs. And again, make sure that when you are coming back, you're not rolling back onto the bottom. You're keeping your upper body facing front and you're working into the outer glute. So you breathe out and really push this knee back. Breathing down. Breathe out and in. And really squeeze it. Out breath and in. And squeeze. Sometimes you find easier on one side than the other. And we just try and work to strengthen. And back. Really pushing. Going to stay up on the next one. Push that knee back and then out breath. I'm going to push back, breathe out and in, still facing body, hips pushing and squeezing the knee back and rest. Legs nice and long, coming onto the bottom hip bone. So if you took your hand away, you would maybe roll forward. That's roughly the best way to sort of say the position you want to be in. When you look down, the toes aren't forward. And again, we breathe out, flex, breathe out, lift and down. Breathe out, and in. And you can go straight into the two legs if you wish. You can stay with singles throughout if you prefer. Just make sure when you're lifting the legs, you are lifting slightly back and up. So again, fingers on the floor or the hand is just for balance. We don't want to be pushing hard into this mat. You want the work to come from your core and the outer hip and the bottom, the waist, tensing as we lift. And if you want to do the harder option, the hand comes away and you breathe out, and you really want to feel this stretch before you breathe in and come down. So breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and in. And push and down. Breathe out and in, and then we can hold up if you wish. And breathe out and in. Pulses, pushing. Reaching the fingers down towards the ankle, feeling it right down the waist. And rest. So just going to do a little plank, whereas you're just moving from side to side, guys. So come forward facing on the elbows. And you just want to glide those hips out as if you're on a little pencil. So you're not rolling side to side, you're just pushing out. So you're down on your elbows and you stand back into your plank. And then you breathe out and you push out to the side and breathe in and come back to centre. Breathe out, push. Breathe in back. If it hurts the back, don't push out as much, or you can take your knees onto the mat and just push out slightly to the side. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and breathing in. And really push. Keep your bottom down, head in line with your spine, and work through this push. And then we're going to rest. Rest the head, turn the head to whichever side is comfortable. Open up the knees a little bit wider. Flex, bend the legs. And let the legs swish back and forth. Your windscreen wipers for today. Allow your hip to lift. Allow the legs to drop as low as what is comfortable. Loosening off the back muscles. And from there, bring the hands back, bring yourself up, and we're going to just sit. Time's running away with us again. Half an hour goes so quick, too quick. Okay guys, belly button drawn in tight, arms up. And sink back on your out breath with a curl spine. Hips roll up, so you start to roll and you take it back to a position that gives you tension to the core but manageable. Chin is up, and then you can increase that by taking it lower with the shoulders towards the mat on your out breath and hips up, and hold. And again, you can increase that by taking it lower again on your out breath. We're holding, tummy down, chin up. And come up and have a little rest. Give a stretch back to the shoulders. And out breath. Take full arm stretch. Drop your chin down to chest. Couple of breaths here. Feel the back having a nice stretch and the back of the neck. In breath, lift the chest. Push the shoulders, and then we're going to come back again. So on your out breath, you sink back and you hold and breathe naturally. So we want to be on out breath, lifting. So out breath and in. As you lift that leg, you tighten the belly button. So really lift. So breathing out and in. Breathing out and in. And if you want to change that to 2 legs, breathing out and in. Breathing out and in. Out and in. Really tough. You can stay with single legs or double legs, squeeze and lower. Chin is up, tummy is down, lift and lower. Last time, give a little stretch. In breath, we squeeze the shoulders back. Out breath, we open up the back and allow ourselves to sink back, full arm extension, chin down. In breath, stretch, and out breath, sink back. And from there, we're just going to, again, take it into our little leg lift. And we've done it loads of times, so higher up the leg you hold easier, lower down the leg you hold harder. And if you wish, you can just stay in this position, or you can do out breath and in, out breath and in. So we try and hold by lifting the chest up and the chin up, taking the legs up, and then I'm going to press the legs out on out breath and in breath back. And as I press the legs out, I'm lifting my chest, I'm in breath and back, out breath and in. I'm going to stay out on this big lovely stretch, legs pushing out, chest lifting. And if you've got space, you can roll back nice and slow. And then hands onto the inside of the legs, allow the head to rest. Press the legs out to increase the inner thigh stretch. Breathe and squeeze. Bring the feet in together. Give a little hug of the knees and rock side to side, allowing pressure to come onto the lower back. And drawing one knee in, extend the other leg. Tuck that toe behind, arm out straight, look at the straight arm and draw the knee. The higher up the toe comes up the leg, the harder, so easier as if the leg is lower. Higher, get a bigger stretch. Breathing, pressing down to make this bigger. And then you nice and slowly roll back up, change legs. So drawing the other knee in, lift the head and place it back down so that the neck is not tilted back. And then this toe comes behind this straight leg. The lower you tuck your toe, the easier, the higher. Take the arm out straight, look out at the straight arm, and on your out breath, use the opposite hand to draw that knee down onto the mat or towards the mat. Breathe through nice and slow. Allow this stretch. You'll feel it right at the back of the glute, right up the spine. Bringing it back together. Two knees in, couple of tight little hugs, and then grab the legs or underneath and bring yourself back up. Take the legs out straight, push your sit bones back, hinge forward, so we lift on the in breath and we just push forward on the out breath, not curling the spine. In breath we lift, out breath we push. Unfold, allow the back now to curl, allow your head to drop down. And again, you can kind of shimmy back your bottom until you feel that you can lift the chest over and just relax. Hands can be on the legs. We're just trying to rest. Allow the body to get heavier, the head and the chest to come lower towards the legs. And nice and slowly, in the next out breath, I want you to just roll up and cross the legs to the front. and relax, and take a deep breath in, and on your out breath just push the hands forward to stretch up your back and drop your chin down. Couple of breaths here. Take the arms back. On your out breath, push away and lift, and on the in breath you hold your stretch. On the out breath you take it up higher, a little bit higher. And from there, guys, just take the hand down, drop the head over, give a little press down into the mat, stretch out the neck. And top of the shoulder, change sides, hand down, head dropping over towards the shoulder, and on your out breath, press down, fingers or palm. And bring it back, drop the head forward on your out breath, hands can interlink behind and drop your elbows in, and if it's too much take the hands off. Allow the back of the neck to open up and stretch. And taking it back, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Any comments, guys, as I said at the beginning, put them up. I'll get back to you, and I will be back next week. So have a fabulous weekend. Hope you stay well and make the most of the weather. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.